program. My name is Tabitha, for those who are joining us only today, and I will be teaching the math subject for the next, say, 1 hour. You are most welcomed. You may interact with me. Today I'll be able to see your answers. Let us go straight to our lesson. But first, let me tell you what you should be able to know by the end of this lesson. Okay. As I said on our previous, yesterday on our previous class, that today we'll be dealing with mental calculation versus the use of calculators. All right. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to know the importance of mental calculation and also when to use calculators as mathematics tools. Okay. So let us go ahead and start with our lesson. I hope we are all ready and that everyone is ready with their pen, pencil, and paper so that we can be able to go ahead and start our class. All right, mental calculation versus the calculator. All right, whilst the calculator is a powerful mathematical tool and developing competence in using it is critically important, the danger exists that one will adopt the attitude that they cannot and need not to be able to do calculation. All right, especially multiplication without the calculator. All right, what this basically means is that one would fully depend on a calculator. All right, and to think that actually I don't need to do this. I don't need to use my head to calculate when I can just press all the buttons in a calculator, and it will give me the answer, because we have that mentality that the calculator is always right. Right? It is therefore important that we use mental calculation for facts that you should know or should be able to do faster in your head than on the calculator. All right, this is when we do the mental calculation. As I've said, I think it was on a Tuesday when we were doing mental calculation, and I did say that if you are able to say 2 multiplied by 3 equals 6, and 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, and we then added and built on the grid. If you still remember, we had a grid where we had, actually it was 8 multiplied by 3. That was the homework that I gave you. 8 multiplied by 3, we knew that the answer was 24, and then those two factors were swapped around. 3 multiplied by 8, and we knew still that the answer was 24. And then we built from 8 to 80 to 800 to 8,000 from 3 calculations using the mental calculation. All right, so if we're able to use our head if we're able to use our head in calculations without the use of a calculator, then it is imperative that we do that. It is very important that we use our head, or rather that we do the mental calculations, okay, so that we do not fully depend on the calculator. All right, we also use mental methods for estimation to check written or calculator calculations. Okay, we also use mental methods for estimation to check written or calculator calculations. All right, let me give you this example here. All right, remember, as I was saying, that on the grid that we did on Tuesday, we had a similar calculation like this one, where we are able to say 5 multiplied by 6 is equal to 30, and also 500 multiplied by 6 equals to 300. So those are the mental calculations that we should be able to calculate without the use of a calculator. All right. All right. Also, we use written methods when you need to explain your understanding of math. All right. When you need to explain your understanding of the mathematics, then you use your written methods. Okay. For example, here we have 3 digits or rather 3 digits multiplied by 2 digits, which is 332 multiplied by 46. Okay. Then here you can use the written method, just so you are able to explain. If you remember, yesterday we had a similar calculation where we had to explain. Where we had to explain our written method, why we expanding, why we're using the place value parts, and why we grouping the numbers. If you remember, we also had brackets where we grouped numbers. For example, here we'll first do the place value. We'll have 300 multiplied by 40, and then we'll have 30 multiplied by 40, and then we'll have 2 multiplied by 40. And then, oh, sorry, we'll have 300 multiplied by 40. We have those in brackets, and we put a plus sign. 30 multiplied by 40, put those in brackets. We have a plus sign. 2 multiplied by 40, we put those in brackets, plus sign. Sorry, after the 2, then we say multiplied by, we open our brackets, and then we say 300 multiplied by 6, we close the brackets, plus sign, and then we say 30 multiplied by 6, close the brackets, plus sign, and we say 2 multiplied by 6, we close the brackets. And then there you see that we first did our place value, where we placed 332 into their place value parts. The first 3 represents 300, the second represents 30, 2 represents 2. We also did the same thing with the next factor, which is 46, where we placed 4 to the place value part, which is 40, and 6, which represents 6. All right. Okay, now when do we use the calculator? Because all we hear is that we use written methods, we use estimation, we use our mental calculation. Okay, all right, so here it goes. The use of the calculator is used only when you're dealing with large numbers, or rather I would advise that we use a calculator when we are dealing with large numbers that we won't be able to easily break down and quickly get the answer. Then we can use the calculator. All right. And also when there's many repeated calculations that needs to be done, then you can use the calculator. All right, then make sure that you use a calculator, because it's very important. Otherwise, then if you use your estimation or written method, you might end up being confused. Okay, so for example, to calculate the answer in word problems, then you use a calculator. All right, let's check now on our next slide. Okay, here we're dealing with the estimation. Okay, how do we do this estimation? All right. We use estimation to check the calculator. We use the estimation to check the calculator. All right. It is very easy to press wrong keys by accident. It is very easy to press the wrong keys by accident and then to get wrong answers. We should develop a habit of always checking our calculator answers. For example, I will press, say I give you now, say 1,489 multiplied by 360. And you accidentally press a plus sign. You will obviously, because the plus sign is right next to the the times sign, it will give you the wrong answer. The correct answer would then be 356,040. That would be the correct one. But if you accidentally press the wrong key, then the answer would be 1,849. And if you don't use the estimation to check your calculator, then it means that you would end up with a wrong answer and with a wrong calculation. Because we do make the mistake of thinking that we have pressed the multiply button. However, by accident, you press the plus sign. Okay, so that is why it is very important to check the calculator answer by using the estimation. We know that sometimes the estimation does not necessarily mean that you will get the correct answer. You can just look at the numbers and estimate that, oh, okay, if I have so many numbers, then my answer should have at least so many digits. Okay, but let's see what we're told here. It is very easy to press the wrong keys. Okay, I've already said that. Use your calculator to calculate 723 multiplied by 489. All right, well, how do you know if the answer is correct? Can I have answers on this one? Can we use our calculator? 723 multiplied by 489, and do write on the Q&A box, or rather on the chat box, your answers. I want to check something quickly. Okay, I see I have Shakira, Apile, Camo, and so, okay, I can't see the rest. But can we quickly do our calculation? Sorry, yes, do our calculation using the calculator. And also please write on the chat box. I want to see if our answers will be correct. I want us to actually use the estimation as we are explaining it, and then we'll get to our turn, or rather to our exercise of the day. Is there anyone that's answering? Okay. Okay, I don't see the answers yet. All right. I'm not able to see the answers on my Q&A. I don't know if we have any answer there. Let me try again. Okay, I don't see any answers. Okay, I think I'm struggling to scroll down on my PC, because I do see that there is something that is being published, but it's not getting, I can't scroll down so that I can be able to see the answers. All right, this is what we'll do at the moment. Okay, let's do this. 723 multiplied by, let me do the calculation with you, 723 multiplied by 489. Okay, we have 6-digit answer. We have a 6-digit answer. And how do we know that this answer is correct? How do we know that this answer is correct? Okay, what we then need to do is to quickly do a breakdown. We have estimated, firstly we estimate without pressing the calculator, we just look at the numbers. All right, 723 multiplied by 489, but at least the answer should be close to thousands, or rather to more than 10,000, let's say. The answer should be more than 10,000, okay? Because, or rather, what we can do is to say 723. Let me round off the 723 to the nearest 100 and then say 700. Also round off 489 to the nearest 100. Okay, we'll have 500. Okay, then 7 times 5 is 35. Okay, that should give us at least, my answer should be around 350,000. Okay, that's just an estimation. All right, and I've used the rounding off just to get an estimation. Okay, so now let's check if my estimation is correct. Okay, now we can press the calculator. 723 multiplied by 489. I said my estimation would be around 350,000. Right, the calculator gives me 353,547. So that at least tells me that I did not press the wrong keys on the calculator, so at least I estimated just just the right amount, but not the correct amount, right? It is not the correct amount, but it is close enough. So my estimation was close to the answer, okay? Well, all right, now let's move on. Mary just tabbed without thinking and did not see that she pressed the plus sign and not the multiple sign. She got the answer 1,212. Mary thought the answer is correct because she thinks the calculator is always right. You see what I was talking about earlier on, that we do make the mistake of relying on the calculator because we think it is always right. Okay, now let's look at what Cindy does. Okay, Cindy always first estimates the answer before she starts typing on the calculator. If you understand her reasoning, 723 multiplied by 489 is more than 700 multiplied by 400. The answer is which equals to 280,000. Okay, and now 723 multiplied by 481 is less than 800 multiplied by 500, which equals to 400,000. So the answer must be between 280,000 and 400,000. Do we see how Cindy does the estimation? All right, because the example that I made earlier on how I would estimate is that I would round it off to the nearest 100 just to see if I will be able to get the right answer. So I took 723, rounded off to the nearest 100, which gave me 700, and also rounded off 489, which gave me 500, and I multiplied and I got a 350,000. Now here Cindy does the, also she rounds off by saying, okay, 723 is actually 700 is less than 723 and 400 is less than 489, and then she estimates the amount that the amount that is above, which is 800 multiplied by 500. So now she already knows that, okay, between 280 and 280,000 and 400,000, my answer should be between these two amounts. Okay, then only did she type on the calculator 723 plus 489, and just like Mary got the answer 1,212. Remember, we started with Mary doing the same calculation. She did not use the estimation, she just pressed the calculator because she always trusts the calculator and she always thinks that it will give her the correct answer. All right, and now here Cindy also does the same mistake of pressing the plus sign on the calculator, and the answer is 1,212. But Cindy immediately knew that the answer must be wrong. All right, she immediately knew that the answer must be wrong, so she must have made a mistake. Do you see where our estimation helps us? Because Cindy now pressed on the calculator 723 plus 489, and she gets the correct answer because she pressed the plus sign, which makes the calculator to be correct. However, the answer is wrong for the calculation that she's given, because the calculation that she's given has a times sign and not a plus sign. That is why now the answer is wrong. So, and then because she estimated, unlike Mary, she immediately knows that no, man, this answer cannot be correct. There's something wrong that I did. Then she did it correctly and got the 353,547. So she was able to realize that I must have pressed the plus key on my calculator and not the times key, because I cannot be able to get 1,000 when my estimation was between 280,000 and 400,000. And she was satisfied that the answer seemed reasonable. I am sure that we do agree that now her answer seems more reasonable than the other ones, or rather than the first one that she got, the 1,122. Okay. Okay, I see that we have answers. Shakira says, yes, I agree. Oh, sorry, Kamo, I see you're saying I'm going too fast. Okay, sorry, my apologies. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go back, at least say only to the case study so that we can not leave Kamo behind, and explain again, all right? I don't want us to be left behind. Then this would mean that it's meaningless. My teaching would be meaningless if I would leave learners behind. All right, so what we talked about, Kamo, let me quickly recap. So what we talked about is the use of mental calculation, using the written method, and also using the estimation. Okay, and now the first case study that we are looking at is using the estimation to check your calculator, to check if the answer that you got from the calculator is correct. Okay, the reason we are checking the calculator answer, it is because we do make mistakes of pressing the wrong keys by accident, and in our minds we would think that, okay, I have done all the correct steps on my calculator, then this must be the answer. Okay, for an example, we used 723 multiplied by 489. Okay, let me read again because I do not want to go fast. Let me read again. Mary just typed without thinking and did not see that she pressed the plus key and not the times key. She got the answer 1,212. Mary thought the answer is correct because she thinks the calculator is always right. Okay, on this case study, we are busy with the estimation to check if the calculator is correct. All right, then we have another learner, which is named Cindy, who always does the estimation before the actual calculation. So what Cindy does with the very same calculation that she's given, 723 multiplied by 489. So what she does, she looks at the numbers. Let's say she rounds this number off by saying, oh, okay, I have 723 and also I have 489. Okay, so let me work with my hundreds. Okay, let me use my hundreds on the place value parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 700 multiplied by 400. All right, now the answer here, because I know From my mental calculation, I know 7 multiplied by 4 is 28. And if I remember, okay, I can just count the number of zeros. Then, okay, how many zeros do I have? I have 4 zeros. Then 7 multiplied by 4 is 28. And then I add the number of zeros. Okay, it's 280. All right, she does another estimation again. 723 multiplied by 489. Now I must use the estimation which is above the number that I'm given. Okay, let me take 800. 723 is less than 800. Okay, I'll take 800, and also 500 is more than 489. Right, so she calculates 800 multiplied by 500. Now the answer is 400. Okay, why is she getting 400? Because she uses the mental calculation. 8 multiplied by 5 is 40. Okay, she writes down 40. How many zeros do I have? I have 4 zeros. She adds those 4 zeros to her 40. Now she has 5 zeros. Okay, the answer now is what? 400,000. So the answer must be between 280,000 and 400,000. All right. I hope I am not moving fast this time around. And only then she then types the answer on the, sorry, she then types the calculation on her calculator. She makes the very same mistake that Mary did by pressing the wrong key, which is the plus sign. And then the answer that she gets is 1,212. But then she immediately realizes that, no, there's something wrong with my answer. I must have made a mistake because my estimation tells me that my answer should be between 280,000 and 400,000. Then she did it correctly and got the right answer, which is 353,547. And now she was satisfied because her answer ranges between 280,000 and 400,000. So yes, we have already agreed that this one is the right one. So this is why the estimation is important. Okay, if you can easily estimate your answer, look at your digits. Okay, what numbers am I dealing with? Am I dealing with thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, a million? What numbers am I looking at here? Then you do your estimation and then you use your calculator. Okay. All right, now I want us to do this little activity here just to check if we are following. Just by looking, I don't want us to use the calculator. I don't want us to write anything down, just by looking at the numbers. Okay, I have actually, this is worked out. The first one is 1,639 multiplied by 482. All right, it is equals to 10,569. And the second one is 250 multiplied by 25. It gives the answer 6,250. So can we give the answer just by looking at those multiplication? It has the answer. Can we just write our answers? If yes, ma'am, the answers are correct, or no, ma'am, your answers are incorrect. Are we able to do that? Can I have the answers of the calculations that are on the screen? Just look at it. Don't use your calculator because I will know if you have used the calculator. Just look at the sums and tell me if number 1 is correct, number 2 is correct, or number 1 is incorrect, number 2 incorrect, or vice versa. I would love to see our answers. Okay, I'm trying to get to the answers so that I can be able to see. All right, I do see Lily says she didn't see the first 4 slides. Okay, Lily, you can always go to Africa to the website after the class, you will be able to get all the slides there. Okay, so after the class, you can go to our website, Africa Teen Gigs, and then you look for Maths Grade 6. You'll be able to get all the slides there. I am not seeing the, okay, JD says number 2 is right. What about number 1, JD? What about number 1? Okay, I'm not able to see. All right, I have Mahomo saying 1 is incorrect. Okay, Karabo 2 is incorrect. Okay, now we have 2 answers for 2. JD says number 2 is correct, and Karabo says number 2 is incorrect. Okay, now let's look at our calculator. Now we can press the calculator. All right, we have 1,639. 1,639 multiplied by 489, and we have the answer on the screen, 10,569, and it is incorrect. We have estimated just rightly. It is incorrect. The correct answer is 801. Sorry, 801,471. All right, now looking at number 2, 250 multiplied by 25. Okay, we had 2 answers there. Some were saying 2 is incorrect, and others said 2 is correct. Okay, 2 is actually correct. The answer is 6,250. So do we see the use of mental calculation, and also the use of making sure that whenever you are dealing with a calculator, you need to press the correct buttons. Make sure that you are looking at your calculator and typing in the right keys. All right, now let's go to our exercise. I have 5 questions here. All right, for the following, first estimate the answer like Cindy, then use your calculator. All right, we have A, which is 3,456 multiplied by 2,345. First estimate and then write your answer. I hope we have our calculators in front of us. You first estimate and then you write your answer. Please do write on the chat box so that I can be able to see your answers. All right, we can do A and B at the same time. A and B. First estimate your answers for A and B, and then write the correct one after you have pressed on your calculator the right keys. Because now with this exercise, we want to see if we are able to use the calculator, and also if we are able to use our mental calculation, and also using the written method to check if our answers will be correct. Because we must always check, use the estimation, check, use the written method, and check. Okay, so for A and B, you can look at your numbers, estimate what the answer will be, and then give an answer. I hope there's someone who has completed at least A, where we have 3,456 multiplied by 2,345. Let me look on the chat box and see if there's answers for the estimation and then the right one. All right, I have always 2. Okay, I have JD also saying 810,000. Okay, sorry, not. It's actually 8,104,320 for A. I don't know if the answer JD and Shriyaro are giving if it's the estimation or the calculated one, because I am looking for the one that's calculated and the one that's estimated. Also, OH is giving me the same answer, so you must have used a calculator, which is correct. That is the correct answer, but please keep in mind, we first write the answer that is estimated. You say A, estimated answer, you write there, and then you write calculated answer, and then you give me the correct one, okay? Because I want to see your estimation as well. Not just the use of a calculator. I want us to see if we can be able to estimate close to the correct amount. All right, now we can go in and answer B, because the first one has been answered and I checked it's correct. It's 8,104,320. All right, on B we have 3,456 multiplied by 678. So first do the estimation, and when you're writing your answer on the chat box, or rather on the question and answer box, make sure that you first write your estimated answer. You can just write estimated and give me the number, and then write your answer, calculated answer, or just write answer and then you give me the number or the amount. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a few seconds to do that and then check the answers. All right, the estimation should have been done by now. Let me quickly check if I do have estimation. Okay, I have Tasha. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name right, but it's Tasha or Tasha. Estimated is 8 million. Okay, then she gives, okay, Tasha, I think you must have, your estimation cannot be the exact amount. Please let us not try and cheat. Can we do the estimation without cheating? Because I have here 8,104,310, which is estimated, and then the correct answer is 8,104,320. Estimation does not work this way. It cannot give you the closest answer, like the difference be just 10. So please let us not try and cheat, because if we are cheating, then it would mean that we're not learning from this exercise. And I want us at least to learn from this exercise. All right. I have an answer here, 7. The answer for A, I can't see the name, but I have the answer, which is 7. At 7,814,689. That's the first one. And then I have all the way to with 19,000. Oh, the first one, the estimated is 19,000, and then all the way to has 19,278 for A. Okay, let's check all the way to. Okay, for the first one, we must remember that we are dealing with thousands. So here we have, for A, we have 3,456 multiplied by 2,345. Okay. And we did get the answer there, which was correct. And then the second one, we're dealing with thousands and hundreds. Okay, so now this time it's going to be a bit different. 3,456 multiplied by 678. Okay, Oluwetu says it's 19,000 the estimated, and then she gave the answer of 19,278. All right, let me go straight to the answer. The correct answer is 2 million. It's 2,300,000 and okay, no, sorry about that. We have 3,456 multiplied by 678. Now the correct answer there is 2,343,168. That's the correct one for number B. Okay, and then we're looking at, let's quickly look at C and D. Let's look at C and D. Write the estimated answer there. We have 34 multiplied by 567, and D we have 678 multiplied by 234. All right, okay, I think your answer was because you wrote E. So the answer was for C, basically. You first estimated 19,000, and then you gave 19,278, which is correct for C. Oluwetu has gone ahead and answered. I think she answered C as well. I'm sure most people did D and E. Okay, so the estimated was 19,000, and the correct answer for C is 19,278. Now let us move on to D. All right, for D we have 678 multiplied by 234. What is the estimation there? I want to see the estimation. Okay, the estimation for Shakira is 120,000 and also 160,000. So Shakira is expecting an answer to be between 120,000 and 160,000. All right, and then the correct answer that she gives is 158,652, which is correct. No worries, Oluwetu, no worries. I saw it was just a letter mistake. You just mentioned C. Sorry, you typed E instead of C because your calculations were right. So Shakira is correct there. She gave us the correct estimation, and the answer is 158,652. All right, that is D. And now for our last one, which is E, we have 12,345 multiplied by 357. We have 12,345 multiplied by 357. All right, let's first estimate for E. We have 1 minute left. Estimate for E and then write the calculated answer. All right, Oluwetu for E has 140,000. That's the estimation. We have also Leighton saying the answer. I don't know which answer is this one. Okay, I think this is C. Okay, we've moved on from that one. It was correct, and also the A one is correct. Okay, now we are busy with E, the last one. Oh, I'm sorry. If I'm moving too fast, I do apologize. but please do go to our website, which is Africa Teen Gigs, and you will be able to get this lesson there. We have run out of time, but I would like to check. Yes. Okay, JD has 400 million and 500 million. Let's check if the estimation is just about right. Okay, JD says between 400 million and 500 million. Okay, now we have 12,345 multiplied by 357. Sorry, 4 million and 5 million. My apologies. The estimation is between 4 million and 5 million. I do apologize about that. All right, the correct answer is 4,407,165. Thank you so much for your participation. We've went overboard, but thank you so much. We've finished our class. You guys are brilliant, and I do hope to see you again tomorrow for more lessons. If you missed out on anything, you can always go to Africa Teen Gigs, or if you have questions based on today's lessons, you can always go to my emails. My email is abongolo@gmail.com. It is abongolo@gmail.com. But what you must take home for this lesson is that you always check your answer, whether you are using a calculator or a mental calculation. Always check your answer. Thank you so much, guys, for being with me today. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Teacher loves you. Bye.